The airplane, a marvel of modern engineering, represents humanity's ingenuity and global connectivity. However, beneath its gleaming surface lies a darker reality. Behind the excitement of takeoff and the thrill of exploring new destinations, airplanes harbor secrets that will make your skin crawl. Delve deeper, and you'll uncover terrifying facts that will make you question the true cost of modernization. Discover the hidden horrors that lurk in every flight, and wonder whether the convenience is worth the creepiness. Please subscribe and get ready to confront the unsettling truth about air travel as we expose 10 terrifying facts about airplane. Starting this list from 10, there's no safest seat. Imagine being on a plane, unsure of your fate in the event of a crash. Every disaster is unique, making it impossible to pinpoint the safest seat until it's too late. Researchers have tried to unravel this mystery, and their findings are both fascinating and unsettling. In 2012, a dramatic experiment involved crashing an unmanned Boeing 747 in the Mexican desert. The results were chilling. The front of the plane was obliterated, with the cockpit mangled beyond recognition. Seats were hurled hundreds of feet, and anyone sitting there would likely have perished. Further analysis by Time magazine in 2015 reinforced these findings. By studying plane crashes, they discovered that middle seats near the rear had the lowest fatality rates, a staggering 28%. In contrast, aisle seats in the middle of the plane had a 44% fatality rate. Yet, perspective is key. Your lifetime chance of being in a plane crash is a mere 1 in 1,800, compared to 1 in 112 in a car. Are these statistics merely clutching at straws, or is there solace in knowing the odds? The search for the safest seat continues, but one thing is certain: flying remains one of the safest modes of transportation. 9. The toilet is not the dirtiest place. You think the airplane bathroom is the dirtiest place on the plane? Think again. A shocking study revealed that the seatback trays, where you rest your snacks and drinks, harbor a staggering 8 times more bacteria than toilet flush handles. With 2,155 bacteria colonies per square inch, these trays are breeding grounds for germs. The reason? Limited cleaning time between flights, allowing bacteria to thrive for up to 7 days. Overhead vents, seatbelt buckles, and headrests also tested positive for harmful bacteria, including E. coli. On a plane carrying 150 to 350 people, the potential for germ transmission is alarming. Every touch, every cough, and every sneeze spreads the risk. So, the next time you fly, beware of these hidden hotspots and take precautions to stay healthy. 8. That plastic-wrapped blanket might not be new. Airplane blankets, the ultimate travel accomplice, or so you thought. Beneath their cozy facade lies a disturbing truth. Investigative journalists uncovered that these blankets are washed as infrequently as every 5 to 30 days and reused multiple times between washes, passing from passenger to passenger like a petri dish of germs. Only 1 in every 30 passengers might get a freshly laundered blanket, while the rest are left to snuggle up with a breeding ground of bacteria, yeast, and mold. Federal law only requires a chemical flame retardant, leaving cleanliness to the discretion of airlines. Some laundry staff confessed that only 20% of blankets, those with visible stains, get washed. And the cherry on top, some airlines charge you for the privilege of using these potentially filthy blankets. So, the next time you fly, remember, BYOB, bring your own blanket. Your health will thank you. 7. Pilots sometimes fall asleep at the controls. Imagine cruising at 30,000 feet, trusting the pilots to keep you safe. But what if they're fighting sleep? A shocking 2012 survey by the European Cockpit Association revealed that pilot fatigue is a pervasive problem. Of the 6,000 pilots surveyed, 3 out of 5 in Sweden and Norway, and 4 out of 5 in Germany, admitted to making mistakes due to exhaustion. But the most alarming statistic came from Britain. Over 40% of pilots confessed to dozing off at the controls. Even more disturbing, 1/3 of these pilots woke up to find their co-pilot asleep too. Although pilots are allowed to rest during flights, one pilot must always be awake. The survey's findings were so alarming that the ECA dubbed pilot fatigue the most common, dangerous, and underreported issue in European aviation. The risks are real, and the consequences could be catastrophic. It's a wake-up call for the aviation industry to address pilot fatigue and ensure passenger safety. Six, you may be flying with only one engine. For decades, transoceanic flights relied on sturdy 3 or 4 engine wide-body airliners. But times are changing. Fuel-efficient 2-engine aircraft are taking over, marking the end of an era. Why? Modern engineering has made engine failure a rare occurrence. And even if disaster strikes, today's jets can fly, take off, and land with just one engine. In the unlikely event of dual-engine failure, the plane can still glide safely, using airflow over its wings to stay aloft for 20 to 30 minutes. You might recall the dramatic 2009 Hudson River landing, where a plane landed safely on the river after both engines failed. While flying with fewer engines may seem daunting, the real danger lurks elsewhere, in the tiny microorganisms hiding throughout the plane. These invisible threats pose a greater risk to passenger health than engine failure. The era of 2-engine jets has dawned, bringing efficiency and safety. But don't forget to pack hand sanitizer. 5. Turbulence is getting worse. You're cruising at 30,000 feet when suddenly, the seatbelt sign illuminates, and the plane lurches violently. Turbulence strikes again. But this isn't just an occasional nuisance. Scientists warn that extreme turbulence will skyrocket by several 100% over North America, Europe, and the North Pacific by mid-century. Climate change is to blame, with carbon dioxide levels doubling since pre-industrial times. The economic cost, a staggering $200 million annually for U.S. airlines alone, and rising. The irony is stark. Planes are 50 times worse than cars per passenger mile in terms of warming impact. Essentially, air travel is creating its own turbulence problem. As our skies become increasingly crowded and turbulent, the consequences of flight will only intensify. It's a vicious cycle. Flying contributes to climate change, which in turn fuels more intense turbulence, disrupting flights and lives. The future of air travel looks bumpy indeed. 4. The water is not so crystal clean. You think the germs on airplane trays and seats are alarming? Wait until you hear about the water. A 2019 study revealed that tap water on U.S. flights may be contaminated with E. coli and coliform bacteria. Yes, the kind found in feces. Researchers tested water quality on major and regional carriers and found disturbing levels of bacteria in the water supplied to faucets in galleys and lavatories. This is the same water used for hand washing, making hot beverages like coffee and tea, and even mixing baby formula. No wonder many flight attendants refuse to drink the water themselves. The thought of sipping a hot cup of coffee or tea made with tainted water is stomach-churning. Your in-flight refreshments may come with an unwelcome side of bacteria. It's enough to make you think twice before asking for a cup of coffee on your next flight. 3. Your food may have been cooked 3 days before you consume it on board. Airplane food, infamous for its bland, unappetizing taste. But what's truly disturbing lies beyond the taste buds. Between 2008 and 2012, the FDA uncovered over 1,500 food violations in airline catering facilities, including dirty utensils, pests, feces, moldy products, and unrefrigerated food. That's not all. Scientists discovered that plastic cutlery worsens the flavor due to sensation transference. Moreover, airplane food faces another foe, moisture. To combat dryness, chefs like Raymond Oliver advocate for saucy meals, embracing the wetter is better philosophy. But here's the final blow. That freshly prepared meal may have been cooked 12 to 72 hours prior. The combination of unsanitary conditions, subpar utensils, and questionable storage times ensures that airplane cuisine remains a culinary nightmare. Buckle up and bon appetit. 2. You may only have 90 seconds to escape a burning plane. When flying, germs may gross you out, but they're unlikely to be fatal. However, a plane fire is a different story altogether. The Federal Aviation Administration has a chilling reason for requiring planes to evacuate in just 90 seconds. That's how long it takes for flames to engulf the cabin. To boost your survival chances, sit within 5 rows of an emergency exit. This strategic location could be the difference between life and death. Any farther away, and the outcome is grim. Imagine the urgency. Flames spreading rapidly, panic setting in, and mere seconds to escape. The FAA's 90-second rule is a stark reminder of the importance of emergency preparedness. Choose your seat wisely and know your exit strategy. In the unlikely event of a fire, every second counts. 1. Your oxygen mask will only last between 12 and 20 minutes. Next time you fly, glance up at the overhead compartment and consider the oxygen mask hiding within. It's designed to save lives, but its utility is brief, only 12 to 20 precious minutes. In the event of cabin pressure loss, these masks deploy, providing a temporary lifeline. But what's lesser known is that the oxygen isn't actually stored as oxygen. Instead, it's a chemical cocktail converted into breathable gas when needed. Those 12 to 20 minutes are crucial. Pilots rely on this window to descend to a safe altitude, where supplemental oxygen is no longer necessary. It's a high-stakes gamble, but one that usually pays off. So, the next time you board a flight, remember the ticking clock above your head. Though the odds are low, the risk is real. Take a deep breath, buckle up, and trust in the technology and your pilot skills.